Yo, we here. We got a call-in show. We got OTAs down, mini camp up. Let's get it. We are here. Welcome back to the Coaches Huddle where the field meets family. It's your boy, the coach, and we got a call-in show. We got OTAs, 2 weeks of OTAs down, mini camp coming. The team has shaped out, all right? Draft is over. Speculation is done. We got a chance to get reports on all of the instant reactions from the guys that are actually in camp, practices, that is. And this is a little weird because everybody wants to be first. But this is my third year doing this, and I've learned a couple of things. And that is, a lot of names are going to pop up. A lot of guys are going to be, hometown heroes. Austin Pleasance is a name that I'm hearing now at tackle. All right. Spencer Burford's been moved to tackle. He's showing a lot of mettle there. It's going to be an Austin Pleasance versus Spencer Burford showdown for that swing tackle spot. We're going full force with Jake Brindle. Hearing reports that Ben Barch looks better than ever. That's why the Niners wanted to keep him. How do we feel about the offensive line as it's shaped out? We're getting great reports on defense from guys like Nick Martin, hearing a lot of things about Nick Martin. But really, we've got 10 corners on the roster. We got Chase Lucas, Trey Tomlinson, Dallas Flowers, Darrell Luter Jr., Jacob Robinson, Upton Stout, Syrian Neal, Ronaldo Green, Trey Brown, Trey Avery, and Diamador Lenore. That's a lot of guys. We're trying to figure out who's going to make the team, make it through minicamp. So the Niners have a lot there too. We're hearing great things about Nick Martin. He's all over the field. I love Nick Martin's story. There was an article that Matt Burrows just put out recently about Nick Martin, just giving his entire bio, his brother, his leadership and his impact on Oklahoma State, how Coach Mike Gundy feels about him, 2-year captain, hurt within the 5th game of the season last year. Mike Gundy asked for petitions to the NCAA for Nick Martin to be able to travel with the team. He means that much to the team. And then on top of, we got another personal angle from Matt Burrows. Matt Burrows did a phenomenal job in this article. I really would implore you to read it. But Fred Warner has been Nick Martin's favorite player from day one. He's a Fred Warner stan. Fred Warner is saying reports that he can't get Nick Martin to stop asking him questions. As you can see, I'm all positive right now. There's nothing really to be negative about, right? We got OTAs here. The boys are playing. I, for one, want to get out of the way, right? When you really respect the meal that's being cooked for you, you get the hell out of the kitchen. Respect the chef. Have respect for the chef and at least go sit down and be a good guest. Please. There's a lot of things that are happening with the Niners right now, and I, for one, am not about to say that water is wet. We don't know. Turkeys don't cook in 10 minutes. We don't know. We got to wait. Dare I say it? We got to use some patience while we still have it, right? Because once the season gets here, patience is not a virtue that we can lean on. Week to week, players are coming. Injuries don't matter. The season is here. So, guys, I know this sounds like the boring take, right? It sounds like the annoying, the get off my lawn, old man take. But guys, we got to get out the way and actually give them a chance to put a season together. I really feel that way. All right. Offensive line wise, we can't. This is one thing about the offensive line situation. I'm going to touch on this. The most valuable coach on the 49ers staff is not Coach Kasarik. It's not Kyle Shanahan. It's not Robert Saleh. It is Chris Forrester. Time and time again, they have leaned on him to turn chicken shit into chicken salad. It's just what it is. They believe in it. And if you really look at it, how can you not? We've gone to the Super Bowl twice with Chris Forrester as our offensive line coach in this offensive line. We've done it. And Jake Brindle was the center at the time, whether you believe it or not. In my opinion, one of the biggest vulnerabilities to that offensive line, it wasn't Colton McKivitz. It wasn't Jake Brindle. It wasn't even Jalen Moore or whatever swing tackle that we put over there when Trent Williams couldn't give us consistency. It was Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks was the worst net positive for the offensive line. He was drafted in the first round, all right, had to get sat down so he could get his body together. Once he got on the field, he was perpetually injured, out of shape, always a day late and a dollar short, technique off. Even when we got the best out of him, he was playing injured. And he ended up getting $19 million a year from the Packers. Sayonara. God love you. Get him out of here. All right? But what you got to admit is that this is what I feel like the Niners believe for the offensive line. And I don't want to believe them, but I see where they're coming from. In years past, when you got an offensive lineman in the first round, it was almost as money as getting a running back in the first round. Can't miss. This guy's starting right away. We're not warming him up. This is a dude who's going to play for us immediately. All right? From the showroom floor to the road. All right? I don't believe that that is what is happening today with football and offensive linemen. How many offensive linemen are starting right away and just getting it? It's hard to say now. If you look at it from the Niners' perspective, we run a unique set. We run a unique set of rules here, especially with us running outside zone. We got to get a specific type of athlete that needs to be developed anyway. In order for us to get a guy who's going to get it right away and start, that's either diamond in the rough or we got to be able to just luck up on a guy, a la Trent Williams being traded. If we got a coach who knows how to teach it, but he's telling us all I need is the time, then why not get the guys that we can develop on and then turn that issue, which perceivably will be a negative, into a positive fiscally? Now, does that mean that we like seeing our quarterbacks getting beat around? Does that mean that we like going 5 wide on the 5-yard line on the goal line? Does that mean that we can't run 2-minute or we can't have a traditional drop back game? Yeah, all of that plays when you go budget on the offensive line. But for what it's worth, the offensive line across the NFL, there is a gigantic drop-off from what we perceive to be tip of the spear, elite offensive linemen, and then the average offensive line. I think that is a huge drop-off because there are more average offensive line across the NFL than there are one-for-one, tackle-to-tackle dogs. You really don't get that. You can name probably 4 offensive lines in the NFL that even can have the linemen to do that, right? And if they do, you see in other areas of the team where they lack. So I'm giving them grace on the offensive line. I want to see what Ben Barch does. All right. I'm hearing great reports about Austin Pleasance. Looks like we got a good swing tackle competition between Spencer Burford and Austin Pleasance. I'm giving them grace, offensive line wise. Receivers, deep receivers. Hey man, don't look now. Keep playing with Jordan Watkins. Keep playing with him. Jordan Watkins is coming, man. Hey, Jordan Watkins. Jordan Watkins is a guy. Okay? 5'11", 200 pounds, 4.3 speed. All right? Had the whole offense dumped on him last year when the first round pick receiver on his team went down. Hearing a lot of reports about him getting in breaking routes, digs, screens, curls, comebacks, right? This is somebody who is really going to be a force contributor for us. One thing that I've heard from Leonard Hankerson, our wide receivers coach, is separation. Got to get separation. We got to get off the line. Okay? We can't get bullied. Jacob Cowler's got to put on more weight. Ricky Pearsall's got to get more aggressive. We got to be able to get off the line. We can't get jammed up. That is the first piece of coaching that I've heard from Leonard Hankerson that I have agreed with since he's got here. Thank you, Leonard Hankerson. Thank you. That is the first. There ain't not one time. I bet there ain't nobody that can tell me they remember what Leonard Hankerson said in an interview when he finally said that. I'm going to tell you. It's the first time I heard him speak. But it's the goddamn truth. Maybe we get Debo out of here. We can get a coach now. Goodness. But I love to hear that. Now, let's get to it. Brandon Ayuk. I've been gone for a couple of weeks. I've been gone for some days, man. And I've been chilling. Haven't said anything about you, BA. Don't be a distraction, dog. It ain't about you. It ain't about you right now. Don't be a distraction. Put your phone down, man. All right? You helping out the team. You in here in meetings, being a good teammate. That's cool. But hey, let me tell you something. We pay your bills. Don't forget about us. You want to get on social media playing games, BA? Don't forget about us, because all it takes is for us to be out on you and no team will touch you. That's all it takes. All it takes is for the fans to say, man, nah, man, I'm done with you. And then it's over. Don't forget where that salary come from, brother. I've been disappointed, to say the least, over the recent comments from Brandon Ayuk. All of the sub-tweeting, man. What you doing, man? Sub-tweeting. Twitter fingers. Nasty, dusty, crusty. You got to be better than that. And what you mad for, huh? What you mad for? You mad that you got your $30 million? That's what you mad about? You mad that you held us hostage and got paid anyway? Is that what you mad about? What you mad about, man? You want to have a conversation? What you want to talk? Come on, man. You got paid $30 million and you still got something to say? Man, come on, bro. I ain't having it, bro. I ain't having it. Stop. Soft. Get rid of that. That's trash. We in here got the easiest schedule in the NFL. We come off a 6-11 season. Your ass ain't been here since week 5, 6, 7. And you got the nerve to be taking pictures next to Lamborghinis, man. You ain't no rapper. Stop. What, you dropping a single? You want to rap now? That's what the rappers do, dog. You want to take a picture in front of your car? Is that what you want to do? You're a football player having photo shoots. I've been gone for a week. I ain't been saying nothing. I've been chilling. But, hey, man, clean it up, BA. Clean it up. Defensively, I've been hearing really good things about CJ West, defensive line. All right, these guys are having a really good camp. Really excited about the additions of the edge defenders that we just got in here. All right, Bryce Huff. I like that addition. I don't think that Bryce Huff is going to be a 3-down contributor. I don't. But I do believe that he's going to take a lot of pressure off of Mykel Williams. We already know that Mykel Williams, his pass rushing ability is something that he's already working on. He's already talked about working on his rush plan. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be able to be a more conscientious rusher, being more efficient, not wasting movement. Some of that is due to the fact that he was playing injured last year. I'm so excited to see Mykel Williams. We can go all day about Mykel. But Bryce Huff being able to come in and be the third down guy on gotta have it downs, I like that. I like that. Sam Okuwanu is still there. Robert Bill Jr., Yatiro Gross-Matos. All right. We got to see what we're going to get out of Jonathan Garvin and Teron Jackson. But edge, it's going to be a labor of love at edge. It's going to be a labor of love. You know, at safety, that's the position that worries me if we're really going to go there. We're already down a couple of guys, all right? But and those guys are Malik Mustafa. We don't know exactly where Marquise Siegel is. I don't know if I haven't heard anything about Marquise Siegel in OTAs. But Jalen Mahoney, Jair Brown, Jason Pinnock, George Odom, Richie Grant. What are you going to do? We'll see what they do. Like, if you want to talk about the deficiencies of that group, how much time you got? We'll be here all day. So what we got to do is just take the cream off the top. But at the end of the day, I guess the old saying goes, you can't polish a turd. So we got to see what's going to happen with the safety group. All right. That's pretty much the most vulnerable group to me of the entire team. All right. Also, let's get into running back. I'm hearing some things about Christian, man. Lost a step. Not looking as spry. I call cap. That's cap. That's cap. That's cap. Flush that. That's cap. Christian McCaffrey is never going to be the best player in the NFL like he was 2 seasons ago. That's just gone. All right. And that's okay. All right. The reason why they call it a great season is because this was great for that season. We've moved on. What I need Christian to be is healthy. Okay. What we talk about with Christian is his ability to be a tough runner, his multifaceted approach with being able to be a receiver, catching out of the backfield, blocking, inside zone, running gap scheme, the whole nine. My biggest thing with Christian is that if they can keep Christian healthy, he will find his role because that's what good football players do. And I believe that Christian is a very good football player. All right. And that's what the great ones do. They find their role. Kobe in Game 7. All right. In 2009 against the Celtics. 4 for 26. My man got 15 boards. You find a way to make a contribution. You got to be old Kobe. Break out the post game, Christian. All right? I need slow too fast through. You may not outrun anybody this season, but you can stay healthy. CMC is not going to be the same. Coach, who made you God? Nobody made me God. I just want you to set the precedent. You tell me somebody who's done it before and bounced back better than what they were before. You tell me, set the precedent. Who? I'm willing to be wrong. But it leans to reason that Christian is getting older, and what you have to do is understand how you're going to get the best out of him. And turning around and just sticking the football in his stomach, those days are over. Those days are over. Nah. No. And then he was done. And I knew you were going to come back and talk about Adrian Peterson coming back after his blown knee. And then he was done right after that. So I'm going to get up the guys. We're going to get this call-in show going. I just had to riff for a little bit, guys. It's been a minute. JLP, you ready for me? We're going to get up here and have a conversation, and let's get into it. JLP, what's good, bruh?
How's it going, Coach?
Good, man. Talk to me about OTAs, man. What have you been hearing, and how do you feel?
Well, I mean, I've been hearing some of the same things you've been hearing. I like the idea of moving Burford to tackle. I always thought that was a better position for him than guard. He's a big old boy. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can compete to take that swing tackle spot. Because, I mean, honestly, we're going to need somebody here in about another season, if not sooner. We have no idea how long Trent's going to play. I mean, from what I saw out of him, he was just out there just to be there. I mean, I didn't see him actually doing a whole lot, you know.
Well, first of all, it's important that he's there. I
Yeah.
will say that
Oh, yeah.
it's very important that he's there. And like I said, I was to the point where I wasn't willing to talk about Trent Williams until somebody actually saw Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Then when he came to practice, then all right, we could talk about Trent. He's there. I'm going to be interested. I know that he's got a reputation to keep. He would never play below what he can do.
No.
But he's older, and it's going to be different. It's not going to be a traditional. He's not going to go the traditional route. I really think so.
The same thing goes for CMC. I mean, we don't need to sit there and try to run him into the daggone ground and do the same things we used to do with him. He's not the same player. I mean, I don't know if he's lost a step. That's yet to be seen. He hasn't played in the game yet, so we don't know. I mean, you're going based off of what somebody saw in OTAs, and he's not going to go full strength, full speed in OTAs anyway. They're just kind of just running through it, kind of trying to get back in football shape and that kind of thing. So we'll wait and see. But still, even if he does have his full speed and everything, I still don't want to see them just every time we got a chance handing the ball, throwing the ball. I mean, go to more of a, hey, if you need 1 or 2 yards, let's give it to one of these other guys. Let them get that yard.
Well, we have enough weapons. We have enough weapons to come with a very different attack. It all is going to start with the run game, and it is predicated on how CMC's health is. That's my thing. I would like to see a running back by committee. I want to see them actually get 2 running backs ready. Get 2 ready. All right.
Garendo's got that speed, so speed kills in the NFL.
Yeah, but even if it's Jordan James, get him ready.
And that's
right.
That's fine. I wouldn't mind a little 3-headedness. Have Jordan James doing the hard yards. CMC out there to run routes and do that kind of thing. And then you need a home run. Then you got Garendo for that. You look at what Mostert did to us, did for us a few years ago with his speed. I mean, he totally took shit. What was it, 200 and something yards against the Packers? I mean, he was just gone. It was no stopping him. But that speed slows down after some time, and he's older now. But you get what I'm saying, though. If you can combine those 3 players together, instead of just let's run the shit out of McCaffrey, we got to have McCaffrey on the field. Oh my God, if he's not on the field, they're going to play us a different way. Who cares? Who cares? I like the fact that we're not going to have Debo on the field because we used to do the same shit with him. Oh my God, Debo's on the field. Let's do this and all that stupid running around the back and doing all this and that. How about let's get up to the line, have a little bit of time left, let them figure out what they want to do, and make it. Especially with Purdy when we're paying him this kind of money. Let's let Purdy have a little bit ownership of what we're doing. Say, hey, I don't like this. Let's switch it to something I do like. I don't like the defense on this play.
Mm-hmm.
I know they say they give them two different plays, and every one's a run, one's a pass. I don't like that though. You might be in a pass setup and see another pass that you like, but you just don't like the one you've got set up. Or you might be in a run setup and say, hey, it don't look good this way, but if we switch this and move that, then this will work. And that's the kind of thing that back in the day Steve used to do. For hell, I think Garcia did it. I
Mm-hmm.
know Montana did.
For
But
sure.
I haven't seen any of that. From any quarterback since Kyle's been here. It's like he just doesn't allow it.
Nah, I mean, right now we're going to have to see exactly how we use the entire team. We've got enough. I
Mhm.
do. I think we've got enough for this offense to be really good. The defensive line, I mean, the offensive line. Uh, I'm over worrying about the holes. Chris Forrester is going to have them ready,
Yeah,
right? And we got to just play around Jake Brindle. But really, I'm encouraged about Ben Barch. I don't think that we give credit to just how bad Aaron Banks was. You know what I'm saying? Like Ben Barch is, I hate to say it, Ben Barch is going to be an upgrade. He's going to be an upgrade. So, I'm really encouraged about what they're going to do moving forward. Uh, but we just got to see it, right? And a lot of it is the boys just playing through and not getting hurt. I don't. This is my thing right here. I don't think he does. You don't get the offensive lines that we've had to the Super Bowl if you got a bad O-line coach. You
no,
just don't.
no.
It's the
He's
truth.
he's a very good coach. He's had, like you said, chicken shit to work with. What he's
Yes.
been given. I mean, honestly, there's no way I would have paid Aaron Banks the kind of money he made in free agency. I'm glad he's gone. I mean,
Yeah.
after watching him last year, yes, he had a good year a couple years ago. He didn't do shit last year. I am
Yeah.
not sad about that at all. There's no way I would have paid him.
Yeah. I don't agree with this, man. I mean, maybe offensive line coach out of I'm forgetting his name right now. I think maybe the coach out of Philly. Maybe offensive line coach out of Philly. Maybe, but
I think a
you,
lot of
you're
that's
not getting an
luck
offensive
too,
line
though.
to
Take
get the
that
type of
lucky to
success that
get
we
some of
do.
those guys too. I mean, honestly, and hell, we got lucky with Pony last year. And if he continues on the upward trajectory, I mean, that's just going to be a still of a deal. Third round guy started
Mm-hmm.
every game last year to look like he could, possibly be a top 10 guard in the league.
Yeah, definitely. You excited for minicamp?
Yes. I'm excited for all of it. I'm excited for every bit of it. I'm a huge NFL guy. I don't really. I mean, I'll watch college, but it's not as exciting to me. I don't get into basketball like that. I'm not really into baseball. I'm a 49er through and through. So
Mm-hmm.
every little thing that they do, just like the new Madden comes out on my birthday, I can't wait for that. The only reason why I want that's for the updated roster. I don't care about them changing the game. That's all I really want.
All right, man. Well, hey, thanks for calling in, JLP, man, and thanks for waiting, bro. I'll push forward to the next caller, man. I'll hit you on the next one.
All right, man. Peace.
All right. Let's get some super chats out the way before we bring up Nick. All right. Travis 109, thank you. Let's go. What up, Coach? Bring your brother. Thank you. Katrina Allen, hey, sis. Hey, Coach. Keep up the great content. Looking forward to the season. So am I. This offseason has been weird for me, man. You know what I mean? I got doged. You know, it's been a very weird offseason for me. So, like, forgive me for my lack of consistency, but, the fabric of the nation right now is affecting me professionally, to say the least. All right, so I am looking forward for the season because I'm going to be a lot more even keeled, and we could just worry about football. Shyla Q, $5. Thank you. What do you think we could get for BA? Also, is there any half decent person available we can get for safety or offensive line? So right now, if you're looking at over the cap and pretty much going through it, I don't think that there's much as far as safety is concerned. I mean, hold on, let me look at this real quick. Sorry about that. I'm about to look for you real quick, Shyla. But I don't think there's much really going on in free agency as far as a safety. Right now, if you're looking at safeties that are available right now, Justin Simmons from the Falcons is still available. Uh, Jordan Whitehead from the Bucks is still available. Julian Blackmon from the Colts. Quandre Diggs is still out there. Uh, Let me see. Jordan Poyer and Chuck Clark are still out there. Outside of that, there's just a bunch of guys. Older guys. I mean, Rodney McLeod's out there. He's been playing forever. Rodney played with my little brother at UVA. So he's been in the league. Rodney's been in the league forever. Outside of that, I think they're happy with what they got, especially if they get Malik Mustafa back. They've got Siegel. They've got Jair Brown. Pinnock is going to be somebody that it seems like they're really leaning on him. I don't think that they're going to move on safety, but to answer your question, Justin Simmons is definitely going to be the next guy. And as far as offensive line is concerned, I mean, really, if you just look at, for me, the best guy as far as offensive line is concerned for me would be David Andrews is still out there. Mitch Morse is out there as well. I'm from the Jaguars. And if you're looking at, I don't know, left guard, Joe Feliciano, he's out there. And as far as right guard is concerned, now this is somebody who I thought that they would have maybe take a look at, but he plays only. It seems like he's exclusively plays right guard. But Brandon Sheriff was a good guy. Is a really good guy that I thought we were going to be able to use. But he's more of a gap scheme offensive lineman. Not necessarily known for his fleet of footness. He's not going to reach, but he is a definitely power north and south guy. So there are guys out there. Brandon Sheriff is also known to be like almost kind of like a $10 million a year guy. So I would definitely kind of watch out for bringing on Brandon Sheriff. But I do think that we will make moves moving forward. I hope we don't, but I do think we will if we need a guy or two because we got so much cap space. I think we're still ranked second in the NFL with $43.6 million in cap space. And also, we get maybe a third for BA in terms of a trade, probably a third, because you don't know what he is health wise, and he's got a $30 million a year contract. So even you don't know what he is, and you're taking on his money. That's the liability. If I was taking on BA, and if I low key needed him, but I wanted to make sure that I got the best deal possible, that's what I would be saying. I'd be saying, like, hey, you don't know what this guy is. I don't know what he is, and I'm taking on this contract. You got to give me peanuts for this. So I even believe that even moving forward to try to move BA is an uphill battle for us. So I see that as well. So let's get in Nick. Nick, what's good, boy? How you doing?
Man? Good, how are you?
Man, just trying to live, baby. Talk to me.
Might be a hot take, but Jordan Watkins is going to be a starter week 1.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I just think this year particularly, like I know the Niners don't like to play young guys, like unless they like really really earned it. But I don't think this year they're going to have a choice. They're going to have to play all their young guys and then just roll it out.
Yeah,
that's what I'm super excited for.
I love that though. The fact that they got to play them. Look, run with what you brung, bro. Yeah. You went out here, you drafted these guys. It's time for these boys to play. I think that Jordan Watkins is a shoo-in for, at the very least, the Debo role.
Yeah.
At the very least.
I honestly think he's going to come out and play the X, honestly. Because everything I've heard from, like, the reports in camp, like, all of his deep routes are so crisp and clean. Like, why would you not just make him the Ayuk role? And
true.
And because he has that 4.3 speed, let him use it. Take the top off the defense, and that just helps George, Jawan, CMC, Cowan, Pearsall, until Ayuk comes back, and then you see what Ayuk is, and then you go from there. But I think Jordan Watkins playing the X, because I've heard, like, I don't know if you heard the same thing. Jawan's been getting most of the X reps, which is fine, obviously. Like, I got no problem with that.
Familiarity.
But, yeah, right, exactly. But I just don't see, like, is that putting Jawan in the best spot to succeed? Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, Can Jawan do it, or is it just more of just like what you said? Like he knows the offense, he's gonna do everything correctly. But like I don't really care about that. I want the guys that are gonna make the plays, and
Well, all right. Well, number one, I agree with you, but at the same time, we got to be where our feet are. We know this offense. Kyle is going to go with Kyle's going to go with who he knows more than who can do the job.
right,
Right? He's going to go with, do I feel comfortable with you being on the field? And so in terms of Jawan being at the X, some of us may say, well, skill wise, Jordan Watkins seems like the best player to have there with his speed and with his route running. But, with Kyle, he'd much rather have a guy who knows the intricacies of the plays from that position and how it affects everybody else. And to have that knowledge while playing out his role than a guy who's just going to run the go. Right.
right, yeah,
So I mean, I understand that from our perspective, the X looks a certain way. We want to put a player that looks like an X at the X, right? The
yeah,
slot looks a certain way. We want a player that looks like a slot at the slot. However, we got to be able to give them grace. They let them figure out, like, everything is kind of open right now. And a lot of teams, a lot of fans don't really understand this because there's a lot of positional player positions on the position groups. Sorry. There's a lot of position groups on the team that are developed differently. But this is what's unique about this year. I think that one of the groups that is developed differently is the offensive line. It's the only group on the team that isn't dependent on anybody to do their job, right?
yeah,
Defensive linemen need linebackers to make them correct, right? Defensive linemen need to be able to rush, and they need other people to help them do their jobs. Offensive line is a situation where you really are looking for the best group rather
yes.
than the best individual player,
The five
right? And
that
if you
collectively can play the best together.
Yes, you're looking for the collective five, where you may look at an offensive line and say, man, Jake Brindle is not good, right?
Yeah,
But Nick Sikel is a train wreck, even though he's bigger, stronger, right? Let's just hypothetically say Nick Sikel, pound for pound, he is a bigger, better, impressive looking athlete
then Jake Brendel.
compared to Jake Brindle, right? However, his steps, his stride frequency, him going on backside four eyes, him making sure that he can scoop on the front end and combo on the backside, right? All of those little intricacies, calling the protections, getting the offensive line in the right position, right? Understanding when the mic changes pre-snap. All of those little things are a net loss if Jake Brindle's not on the field,
Yeah,
right?
I think us as Niner fans don't give Brendel enough credit for all the stuff that he does on a snap to
True.
snap basis. Like, does it look bad when he gets pancaked? Yeah, but
Oh my God.
do we know though? Like when he calls the correct protection and then they go score a touchdown and that's all
No, we
Brendel
don't.
making the right. That's my point. Like
Yeah.
I saw Forrester. He was talking to the media and he was saying, yeah, we thought Brendel played like really good. Like they graded him out on like a high level for like their standards. And us, the fans, are probably like, "What are you talking about? Did we watch the same
Mm-hmm.
player?" But they're
Mm-hmm.
grading him out on totally different stuff than that what we're watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they know what the call is and what the protection is supposed to be, and then if he changes it and it's a good play, that's it's a point for Brendel. Like good job. Like we don't
Mm-hmm.
know that as the fans looking on the couch. We just see Purdy dumping it off for 10 yards and first down. Let's go. Keep the chains moving. Like we don't know the intricacies of Brendel's job. So I think Brendel does a little bit better than what we think he does, in my opinion.
Yeah. So look, this is what I'll say with that as well. Jake Brindle is Coach Forster's guy.
Yeah, he brought him
Like,
over from Miami,
he
right?
brought him over from Miami.
Yeah.
And in the league, when a coach brings you across the country and says, hey man, I got something for you,
And
right? Like,
remember, Forrester got here too, so that could have been like weird if he sucked and everyone's like, Forrester, you come in here, you put your name on this guy, and he don't even make the team. It's like,
yeah, that looks really bad.
yeah,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah,
So I gotta be honest, bro. Like when I
Look how bad Steve Wilkes looked when he was like, "Yo, we gotta go sign Isaiah Oliver right now. We
bro,
gotta get
and
him."
with every bad play that Isaiah Oliver made, we were all looking at Coach Wilkes like, you don't know shit.
Give him the side eye, like,
Yes, like this is your man. Look at your man. Look at your man. Look at your man. Can't make a tackle.
And now
So
it's like with Salah, it's like, all right, you see Bryce Huff coming in. You've seen guys that he's played with and he's gotten production out of. It's like a totally different type of mindset. It's like, I'm not just going to
yes,
bring in this guy because I like him. I'm going to bring him in because I like him, one, but two, I got production out of this guy. So I know what
yeah,
I'm getting when he comes in. It
yeah.
makes all the sense in the world.
I get the the perspective on Jake Brindle. I do.
Yeah.
I understand why Coach Forster depends on him. I understand, and there is something to be said. All right, I had a kid. I won't name him, but I had a kid that really wasn't. He didn't look the part. He was about 5'11" and a 5'11" offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's no good.
Come on, man. Right? But this dude weighed like 295 at 5'11", and he was a wrestler.
Oh, okay. So he had the hand technique down and everything like that.
He was a wrestler. Yeah, and he got too big to wrestle. So he wasn't like a fat body. Like he had
he was stout. Yeah,
he was stout.
Yeah.
Yes. And when I tell you, if this kid was like 3 inches taller, he'd have went to the league, bro.
Yeah.
He would have went. I'm talking about he had like short arms, so he was always like coiled and like, bro, his punch and I swore by playing this kid. I wanted him to play all the time, and I would get we be in coaches meeting. I'm like, I don't give a damn. He's playing. I don't care what he looks like. Like you have coaches that even say, man, we gonna get off the bus with this guy. I don't care. Make a smaller jersey. It's too baggy. Get a better jersey for him. Yeah. Right? Like
no, for sure.
So I understand when you get a player that may not look the part, when the vulnerabilities hit, they blow wide open. It just looks bad, right? Where the pass protection is, we've seen that's just inexcusable.
Yeah,
right.
You can like that Minnesota game. I'll never forget. He was on his back the whole game,
bro.
And
you can say you don't understand what his job was in the run game. That's very true.
Very true.
But the pass protection is what it is.
Yeah.
It's pass protection is
let's go.
Dog, it's the one-on-one basketball of offensive line. Right. There ain't nobody there, dog. You got scored on. You can't say that, oh, well, he didn't do his part. Nah, dog. It was just you and him. Yeah. So for the pass protection, it looks really bad. But, look, until we find somebody, the day we do find somebody that they want to put in there, we'll know it's time because we know all of the connective tissue that's wrapped around Jake Brindle. He's just not a player.
Yeah, and another thing is, I know you were in the beginning, you were talking about the offensive line and like how you're giving them grace and everything, which we said that from like years ago. Like, is our offensive line that good? No, it's not. The Eagles or the Lions or like even the Bucks have a better offensive line. But we did go to the Super Bowl and make NFC Championships games with just,
that's true.
Ease.
You got to reconcile with that.
So something was going right. And also, I know you're a big proponent of this. You want to see them drafting O-linemen earlier in the draft, which is totally fair and understandable. But the other side of that is like the Bears, for example, this year. They fixed their offensive line all through free agency. And they spent a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, Colt McKivitz next year is a free agent. Jalen Moore got $15 million from the Chiefs because he was our swing tackle. Are the Niners really going to pay Colt McKivitz $19 million in the free agent market?
No.
Spencer Burford's probably going to be the starting right tackle next year. That's probably what they're going to do.
What's that other kid get? What's that other Mike McGlinchey? He got a bag when he left. I mean, when you look at it fiscally,
Aaron, you said it in the beginning of your stream. Aaron Banks. There was no way
$19 million
looked at that deal and said, "Oh, that's a great deal." Yeah, Packers, you take him. You're our competition. You take Aaron Banks.
You can have that.
And $19 million, no problem. That sounds good. You want me to drop him off too? No, I got you.
Yeah. I'll deliver him there.
Yeah,
I got it. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with that. When you start thinking about quality offensive linemen, you got to look at. It's almost like in order for you to have the O-line that we typically want, like that big pro-looking offensive line that is just, it's just
exist, though, in college.
Yeah, just a 7-8 Cummins, like a 6-7 Cummins of an offensive line, just a diesel offensive line.
Yeah.
Like that, the shit that the Eagles have, that shit
That's
that the
not
Chiefs
normal.
have,
Yeah.
all right, you got to full-fledged buy in to that. You got to buy into that, right? If you buy into that, that means that you got to draft like the Eagles, where you got to perpetually keep picking up offensive linemen. Because I'll put it like this. The day or the moment they got one position on that offensive line that's weak, that entire line is going to be different.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you. That's the way O-line works. They look great together, but you got to have them all together. The
Well,
moment...
Yeah,
Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead. Sorry. No, yeah, no.
No, go.
I was gonna say to your point when Aaron Banks got hurt. I mean, I know it was a small sample size, but Ben Barch stepped in that Buffalo game, and you could actually run the ball a little bit. You know, it was simple like that. Just to your point, it was just very simple. You could see it too. It was plain as day. Like, wow, the left side line actually could stand up, and actually you could run behind it again.
Yeah.
It was yeah, but
You got to believe it. Like offensive liners, you got to believe it when you see it. And right now, I can't in good conscience speculate on how bad the offensive line is if I haven't even seen them in a preseason game.
And also, Coach, if you think about it too, last year, they didn't really practice because they didn't have enough guys to practice.
It
So
was bad.
the O line, the D line didn't get the work in they needed to. Like this year, they got a full lineup of I wouldn't say quality, but NFL offensive linemen and NFL defensive linemen, and then they're going to go at it, and they're all going to get better. Last year, they didn't have that opportunity. So that's another thing where and Purdy, that means Purdy will get better reps because I remember when you and Jesse went out to training camp, you were saying that they couldn't even run the proper offense because the O line couldn't even stand up because you had nobodies, like, not to disparage them, but you had nobodies that were protecting Brock, and you couldn't get any actual work in, and that's why
I'll put it like this.
The season was terrible.
Coming into OTAs, they have 16 offensive linemen. We did not have 16 offensive linemen in camp.
Yeah, I remember you said that on your stream in the hotel room.
Yes.
You were like, these guys are dead. Like, there was like 6 or 7 guys out there, like, just going. They
couldn't even, they had enough for like 10 offensive linemen. And if one went down, that's it. They had 9. So they had to just rotate guys. Last offseason it was clear that they were not, I think the Super Bowl really wore on them. And they just weren't ready.
Look at Kyle's face from last year to this year. He's just like rejuvenated completely.
Yeah, they just weren't ready. And all of the signs that I've seen, this is one thing that I want to do. It's like, how like, because they went 6-11, we were given the opportunity to ask questions, that legitimate questions, but ask questions that we never asked before, right? Like, are they prepared? Are they getting out coached? Are they getting punked by their older players? Like, should they not have signed it? I mean, we had a really good time last year asking all of the questions. Like, Brandon held out, Trent held out, all of that. Now that season is over, and if you really give a reset and give them the grace that they deserve, like any other team, like right now, there's teams for the Colts, the Saints, the Titans, and they're all like, well, let's just see what we got. Right? Yeah. For the Jaguars, they're like, hey, for now, we're just excited. We are no better.
Right.
We are no better. There's like this weird expectation, or like there's gaslighting expectation of like, well, they're not ready for a Super Bowl. Well, who the hell said that?
Yeah. I mean, the NFC's like, the Eagles are obviously the best team in the NFC, but tell me the second best team. I don't know.
Exactly. Who said that?
Yeah.
Oh, Christian McCaffrey's lost a step. Well, who said that we're going to use him the same way we did 2 years ago? Who said that?
Yeah.
Right? Listen, we can't scrutinize every goddamn step of it. We can't do it. We can't every step of the way. It's like that person who's driving in the car with you. Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Are we there? Can you shut the fuck up?
How about you drive and I'll just sit
there? Do you want to drive? And then I can ask you, are we there yet? Every damn exit. So that's all I'm saying is that if we want to pin the 6-11 to their chest and say, you know what, this is who you are. You did this. This is your season. then
That'd be unfair though. Like to your point,
you
that'd be super unfair.
that would be ridiculously unfair based off of the season that they came off of last year,
and the
right?
season before, and
The season before. Okay, and then even if we move into this year, how can you pin the 6-11 to my chest, but then turn around and say, but you better make the Super Bowl?
That is so true. That is so true. You're like talking both sides out of your mouth.
You're talking out of both sides of your mouth,
Yeah.
right? So sometimes we got to understand where we get caught up in content and we drive the most unrealistic bargain with the team that really nobody can keep up. And I see you, Chris. I see you not agreeing with me. I don't care, Chris. We gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But we drive a really hard bargain on what expectations are. And to be honest with you, sometimes your expectations can set you up for failure. They could just set you up where it's like, man, you was in here hoping for something that was impossible to begin with. Yeah. My thing is that now is not the time to even cast expectations on the team.
No,
it's unrealistic.
Until week 1. Let's see. We'll roll it out and let's see what's happening.
When I see them boys in preseason, what that tells me is that you've gone through your draft, you signed everybody. OTAs, mini camp, done. You've gone through camp, you've had interleague, you've had interleague, inter-squad scrimmages. So you done did. I'm giving you what everybody else gets. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You went through all of that just like everybody else. Perfect. You went through your preseason game. We can't count preseason games. Cool. We just going to be able to see it. But by week 1, baby,
that kickoff in Seattle, we're about to see.
If you ain't ready, the first time somebody's like, but give them a chance. Shut the fuck up. They had their chance. Patience is the only virtue that we can utilize right now. So why not use it?
Yeah.
When the season starts, we're not going to have this.
No.
So give them their little weak ass 2 months. Give it to them.
Let them
they want to get ready.
Yeah.
You can have it. You need 2 months. Guess what? The Super Bowl winner this year, they need 2 months. You get the same thing. But when the season starts, we're going to be able to see what they truly did. Because what's going to happen is that if we go in saying, man, they're not going to win the Super Bowl this year. Well, this season's a loss. What can be missed on is a lot of progress.
Yeah, Ricky Pearsall, Jordan Watkins, Nick Martin.
Come on.
If I don't know how you'll feel, but if we go 8-9, but they're super competitive and all the young guys play well,
I am way happier than going to the playoffs.
Yeah, right. But I'm just saying, there'll be section of the fan base saying that's a complete failure of a season, fire Kyle. But it's like, hold on, guys. So if we go 8-9 this season, all the young guys look really good. They're playing better each and each week. We go 8-9, miss the playoffs, but the year after that, we go 11-6, and we're back in the NFC Championship game. Is everyone really going to be talking about the 8-9 season just to get the?
No, I want something. I want something that makes sense.
Yeah,
I want to be able to see I want to be able to see the methodology along the way, right?
Yeah.
You know what was some of the proudest shit for me is in 2019 when people did not know who the hell Fred Warner was.
Yeah.
Where people legitimate NFL.
He didn't even have his draft.
He had the little ush bush. When legitimate people had no idea who Dre Greenlaw was, they were still calling him Andre Law. Yeah. Andre Greenlaw.
They were saying number 57.
Come on. The only way it truly works is if you do it from the ground up. We done drafted 2 strong draft classes. We got another one coming. All right. And for me, I want development this year over wins. I hate to put it to you that way. I really do.
And if the wins and development come together, that's better on. That's great on them. But I'm with you. I'm looking on the development this year because, I don't know.
Hey man, thanks for the call in.
Also, Coach, real quick, I heard you say name me one offensive lineman that actually came to the NFL and was really good. I think you. Isn't that what you said in the beginning of the show?
No. I said that most in today's NFL. Most offensive linemen, it's rare to get a guy who comes in and he can't miss. Yeah. He starts right away and is a guy.
Because I was going to say Joe Alt was pretty freaking good last year.
Joe Alt came in right away. What's your boy out of Baltimore? Rose Garden.
Yeah, Rose. That's who
Rose Garden came in
years ago.
Yeah, came in right away, played right away. Even the kid out of Detroit came in, played right away.
Oh, Penei Sewell. Yeah.
Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
He was an immediate guy. So you're gonna get him, but it's not
every 5 drafts or 6 drafts. It's
yeah.
yeah.
But there was a time in the NFL where if you were an offensive lineman and you got drafted in the first 2 rounds, you're a starter.
Right
away.
Not even like out of sight, out of mind. Whatever position they play on the line, like that's where you already penciled him in.
He's good.
Week 1.
Yeah, he's good to go. Yeah. But hey, man, thanks for the call in. I'm gonna get Chris. Chris looked like he got some smoke with me, so we gonna get it in. I'll talk to you, man. Oh, what you got?
No, I was just gonna say have a good weekend. Yeah.
Have a good weekend, brother. What's up, man? What's up? I see you disagreeing with me. I been seeing all your facial expressions, bro. I see you in the studio, Chris. I see you sneak dissing, Chris. Hold on. Look. Before we get into it, I got one guy in the chat. Steve-O, you got to talk to me. I heard something about you. I heard a story about you.
In a world, go where no man has gone before.
I heard that you were a Packers fan, Steve-O. You got to get at me and let me know if this is true. Because I know that you have been relentless in all of the chats. Bruh, you got to let me know if you're a Packers fan. Because you know that we got smoke. You can never come for me again if you are a Packers fan. You can't have 2 teams, dog. Hold on. Packers, my second team. I'm from there. Hey, son. That ain't gonna work, dog. Hey, we're gonna talk about that later. But go ahead, Chris.
Yo, I don't know why you think I ain't got no beef, man.
I've been playing with you, bro. Go ahead, man.
I'm just trying to figure some things out, man. I've been trying to get with you since the schedule. That's how deep. That's how deep I was trying to get with you, bro. Because I was ready. I was
all right. So
ready.
What you got for me, man?
Yo, I think you know. I'm gonna be all over the place like space, but just
let's get it.
Me. So Purdy got the money. I knew he was gonna get the money. I wasn't tripping. I was kind of tripping a little bit, but then once I heard a couple people how it was team friendly and all that, I ain't sweat it.
Right.
But my whole beef now is just like, yo, the Robert Saleh effect is real.
Talk to me.
That means like the energy in that coaching room has definitely changed since he's been there. So now, like, Kyle, you good, dog, but like, hey man, this guy don't went away, got some head coaching experience, got a little life experience. He coming back. Don't let him start. Like, if he start looking good, the defense start fast anyway. Now,
yeah, that is true.
But it's like, hey man, you got to be on alert, dog, because if he come in the room and all of a sudden this temperature is changing, like, you got to get with it.
All right, so first of all, this is a really weird conversation because I don't know. First of all, we all know that Kyle Shanahan isn't going to coach the 49ers forever, right? My biggest question is what is going to happen when it is time for him to move on if Jed is the one to do it? So if the wheels fall off early, I do believe that there is going to be questions about moving on from Kyle and Robert Saleh lateraling in, especially if the defense starts fast. Like you said, defense is going to start fast. But I don't know, man. Like, I just don't think that there's – do you think that there's anything that Kyle could do to get fired this year? I don't.
Coach, I've been brainstorming because, we watch the live stream, we go at it. But it's like, I remember when the Niners got Mike Martz, and Mike Martz was on top of his game. The league caught up.
Immediately.
He had the best tight end in football. We wasn't even getting him the football. Vernon Davis at that point with his offense. So my only concern is that I feel like everybody's catching up. And if you look at Green Bay and you're looking at our own division with the Rams, those offenses are slowly, branching to what Kyle does, but it looks better. It looks better. It looks cleaner. It looks like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Green
I
Bay
could
did
even
look cleaner
sprinkle
than
a
us last
defense in
year.
there. That's the teacher versus the student game. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like,
I'll tell you this: the only offense that ran against us that we looked on par with or better than that ran our offense was the Miami game. But Minnesota looked better than us on offense. They run our shit. Green Bay looked better than us on offense. They run our shit. I got to be honest. That those were eye-opening games. I will. That's true.
right. So that's what makes me concerned about, like, hey, Kyle, you gotta, like, maybe we need a little oil change on our offense a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta, just make sure everything's working, make sure everything's, because it's like, coach, if you got an album out and I go to you for it, I'm getting the original from you. I'm not getting mixtape versions. But when the mixtapes are flooding the streets, you ain't worried about the album. You get what I'm saying? Because you could just
True.
easily go get the mixtape. So that's why I'm saying, like, this is your baby. Like, this is what you created. And now it's getting sprinkled all over the league. But it's like, hey, dog, these things, they can't be looking sharper than you right now, bro.
Yeah, I'm encouraged by the athletes that we have on offense. I think Jordan Watkins is going to be a very good addition for us. I'm excited about that. Also nobody's really talking about him right now. Haven't heard much, but I really want to see what Jordan James is going to do with us at running back. If Jordan James, if they find a way to get a nice flow with Jordan James, Isaac Garindo, and Christian McCaffrey, I think they will be okay. I think they'll be all right. Isaac Garindo had some promising games last year, right? Jordan James is a guy that's coming in, never fumbled. Definitely a guy who knows exactly how to play inside of a phone booth. Slow too fast through inside zone guy. But really, it's all about just keeping Christian healthy. If we can do that, I think that passing the ball is just between on the execution of how Brock is going to get it done. Really, and that's my biggest thing too. Do you think that the offense is going to look different? Like, you think that Kyle's going to give Brock more control over the offense?
I mean, you paying him, like, he better do something. He better check to something. Like, you gotta let the reins go a little bit, man. You gotta let him play. I feel like Brock plays when he's more free and improvising. Maybe that's not what Kyle wants him to do, but hey, in the flow of the game, shit happens, bro. You gotta be able to adjust and move. And your homie Grant, like, he gotta relax, man. That guy gotta relax,
What are
man.
you talking about? See, because
I'm just
I've been
saying,
out of
man.
harness.
Yo, I'm just saying, the whole McCaffrey lost a step. Like, yo, my man, he gotta get revved up. He just ain't got, he just gotta relax. I know he be turned up. I like him, but he be turned up sometimes. He be turned up.
Grant calls balls and strikes though. That's Grant. Like his superpower is being able to be in a room and everybody is looking at a red wall and they're saying it's blue, and he'll be the only person that stands up in the room and be like, "That's red. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with y'all, but that's red." So it's like,
Right,
because he knows that's his superpower, he's not afraid to be wrong. You
right,
gotta let. He's not afraid to be wrong. So if he saw Christian McCaffrey and said, "Man, he looks like he lost a step," right? But he also knows what that's gonna do by saying that out loud.
right,
If I know Grant,
right,
he went and did the numbers first. Like, okay, so last year he ran 21 miles per hour. All right. And this year he ran 17 miles per hour. So technically that is a step. So, like, he gonna make sure that he got his homework behind him when he says it. But if he thinks he lost a step, I'll see in camp. We gotta see.
right. Because come on, man. We gotta get some calluses on our team, man. We ain't even doing nothing right now. We gotta get some thumping going on and just see where
Mm-hmm.
we at. Like, give me a couple practices in, and then I'm with you on that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
I
yeah,
understand exactly where
man.
it's coming from.
Yeah, I get it. Like, and plus when he write about something, I agree with him. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't like on that, but he just got to pump the brakes. We got to get a little thumping in there, then see where we at.
Well, one thing I did hear him say on one of his recent lives, which is very true, is that hope sells, right? Nobody wants to hear about how bad their team is doing. This is Grant's direct quote. Nobody wants to hear about how bad their team is doing at this time of the year, right? We're 2 months away from games. We're just coming off of a fresh, great, shiny new draft. All of these toys running around, and everybody wants to hear how they got a chance. Everybody wants to hear how they got a chance. The last thing they want to hear is why they don't. And I believe that, okay, this is one thing that we got to understand. The reason why him saying that Christian McCaffrey has lost a step is such a big deal is because it really shows the lack of faith that we as fans have in other people on the team. Right. And really, I'm okay with Christian McCaffrey losing a step because I'm expecting Ricky Pearsall to be better than what he was last year. All right. Like, I really am. I'm expecting him to take a step. It's time for Jacob Cowing to take a step. Now, I know we got to bring in Isaac Guerrero. It's time for him to take a step. He's been here. So let me put it like this. If Christian McCaffrey has to be the same back that he was 2 years ago for us to be competitive, we've lost already. We're done already. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
So if the man lost a step, he lost a step. We got to deal with
he
it.
should be smart enough to improvise. I feel like he's a smart enough player to improvise, even if he lost a step, to be able to help us still win games. So, but I feel you though, Coach. But I just felt like over these last couple of weeks, it's like the Bryce Huff move. But I feel like we're in a great space as a team because we got the nice nucleus of veteran players with young players. So I feel like if the quicker we could gel this thing together, I feel like we're in shape because our schedule, even though our schedule is easy, it's not easy. Like I feel
Go ahead.
No, I just feel like there's a couple sleeper teams out there, a couple teams that are on the radar that are waking up. Like the Carolina Panthers, we played them in the middle of the year. They don't wake up till late historically. They may not know what's going on week 1 through 4, but by like 7, 8, 9, hey, all bets are off. You playing them, that could be possible L, depending on what Carolina Panthers team show up. I feel like there's a very dangerous team nobody's talking about.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's a lot of different avenues for us to be better. And it ain't all about Christian McCaffrey. And we can't live and die. We can't live and die off of that anyway. We ain't a good football team if we do. So we got to get better in other areas. I'm encouraged about the guys that we got bringing in. We need youth. And for me, if they do it right, what you said, this is what I love about this season. If we got seasons, it's going to calcify this schedule. It's going to get harder as the season goes on because the same way we're going to find ourselves, other teams are going to be doing the same thing too. Right. So some teams are going to go down. So other teams are going to go up. A team that we thought was going to be a cupcake team here in June, by the time we see them in October, they could be a whole nother team. Right. We're talking about Chicago Bears right now in June. By the time we see Chicago in January, they could be a world beater. You don't know. Right. So my thing is that I want us to get developed. Right now is the perfect time, like you said, and I'm so glad you said this, Chris. We got the perfect mix of veterans and young guys. Perfect mix. And the way football really works is that you got to have a beautiful death. Nobody gets to walk off into the sunset. More oftentimes than not, your replacement is your mentee. Your replacement is that kid who is behind you, who you're competing with. And if you do it the right way, what happens is that it is a very awesome transition of power when it's time for the young guys to step up, where we got a Quan Alexander, but we found out we didn't need Quan, right? Because we got Dre to come up, right? Where we got older guys, where we had Pierre Garçon, but then we got other players to come in, where we got a Emmanuel Sanders, and then we didn't need him because Debo stepped up and we had other guys come in. That's the way football's family, bruh. Sometimes when you a kid and you a son, you can't be a son forever. You got to step up and be a father, and you got to take over the role. Right now, that's what I see on this team, where These guys had a great time being wowing us by doing the best that they could to get the Super Bowls and have a great career. You know what? That was awesome. But now they gonna have a great time building back this team. That's what we using the rest of their years for. And I think people don't want to get that right now. But the last 3 years of Fred Warner's prime, the last 2 years, 2 to 3 years of George Kittle's prime, the last 1 year or 2 years of Trent Williams and Christian McCaffrey's prime, guess what? We ain't using that to go to the Super Bowl. We using that to bring in their replacements. That's what I want their prime to be used for. And guess what? If what they are giving us, if they're gassed out and they're burning it out to the end so they can't give us anything more, and we happen to go to the playoffs and make a run, so be it. So be it. But that's not my focus. The focus used to be put everything behind these boys because this is what we got to make the Super Bowl. This is what we got to win. Now, you got to pay back. You got to pay it forward now. Now you got to be everything you can be because you got to get these young guys ready. So that's what it is.
Right. And I want to speak on Brock Purdy real quick, man, because this is like I just hope I can see like that next step. Because when we gave him that money, I said, I feel like people could check me when I'm wrong about my Niners stuff, and that's cool. But I remember the Cleveland Browns game when Jake Booty missed the field goal. That's the only time I seen Brock Purdy lead us down the field in the fourth quarter to at least impact or win the game. Everybody talks about that playoff game. Brock Purdy's legs really got us out of that game. McCaffrey took over that game. Elijah Mitchell ended the game, apparently. But it's like I need to see something that's like, yo, I know in the fourth quarter, it's 4-minute offense left that you could take us down there and win the game on your arm, man.
Are we paying Brock Purdy like a quarterback that's supposed to go down and win the game on his arm?
Coach, if I pay you $183 million guaranteed, you better figure it out.
Brock Purdy is going to be his base salary on the $1.2 million. He's going to make up of 2.3% for the cap next year. They letting us know what they paying for. They letting us know. I'm over it, bro. Like they are, and Brock Purdy is the seventh highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now. All right. By next year, he's not even going to be in the top 10. By next year, his contract's not even going to be in the top 10. Okay. I'm telling you, in 2 years, Brock Purdy's contract is going to be like in the 15th, 16th, bro. They're telling you what they're paying for. Now, if you had that scenario with me in 3 years, when his cap hit is 26, 30 plus, then we can talk about something. But for the first 3 years, they have paid him adequately. I hate that. Like, I know, and I argue with Jesse about this all the time because the narrative for years is, well, when they pay him, then all of that's done. Once they pay him, then we get to treat him like a regular quarterback. No more of this. We got a quarterback on a rookie deal. Nah. He didn't break the bank. He didn't reset the market. They paid him for being the starting quarterback of this team. They giving him money up front. They're front loading the contract, and Jed's money ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with what he paid. Whatever's happening, come on, bro. You know this. Man, don't pocket watch me, bro. Whatever I get paid is what I get paid. The only thing that I'm worried about is the cap, right? And as far as the cap is concerned, Brock Purdy is not a liability. He's not a liability in 2025. He's not a liability in 26 or 27.
So we still got the window. It's just that
we still got the window, dog.
But it's like, Coach, like my whole gripe is like, you could throw 20 or 30 passes a game, whatever the case may be. But I need you to make the throw, that one throw that is going to be the outcome of a win for the 49ers. You get what I'm saying?
You can't tell. Okay, I'll give you that. but that is not where we at. You can't tell the quarterback to make the throw and the running back is making the money. Christian McCaffrey's making $19 million. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he closed the game in that playoff game. Even
all right, so hey, if we playing Moneyball, you're a little upside down on your expectations here. Really, we should be talking about Christian McCaffrey. He's the one making all the damn money. All I'm saying is just look. I hate to put it to you, but Brock is not a sitting target. He's not. You can't do it to him. You can't. I'm not going to let. Brock is not an overpaid quarterback who we are just struggling to put a team around where it's all on him and they mortgaged the future. They did not do that.
Right, but I know it's a chain though. Everything got to work together. So that, and that goes back to Kyle too. So it's like, yeah, I just feel like you gotta take the reins off the guy. You gotta take the handcuffs off the guy and let him go. Like you just got to, man. Like I get McCaffrey. McCaffrey gonna be in the mix. That's somebody I'm not even worried about, man. Just keep him to a low management with the carries. But game time, I already know what the guy gonna do. He gonna be in there, man. So it ain't like that's all we could do.
Hey, man. Great call, Chris, man. I get at you next time, brother.
No doubt, bro.
Talk to you.
Yep.
Warren, and then we closing out. What up, boy?
Oh, what's up? What y'all talking about today, man? What y'all talking about today?
Man, we talking about OTAs, bro. What you talking about, man? What you up to?
Man, nothing watching these ball and us, man. Got positive vibes. Come out, Santa Clara.
Hey, man. Tell me about your thoughts about the recent news from OTAs, man. Going into minicamp.
Positive vibes.
Okay.
Negative. Everybody showed up. You can win.
Hey, man, you got a new camera, man. You looking like real crisp today, man. You got a new phone? You got something going on, man. Because usually you be giving me the fuzzies. You know what I'm saying? You look real clear today.
There's a light.
I don't know. Better light into something. I don't know. Saying, kind of showing me up. Make me want to fix my shit up. God damn. So what else, man? How do you feel about defensive? The defensive matchups that we got going, safeties, corners. What do you think about us bringing on Bryce Huff?
I think that's a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Good move, pass rusher straight to the quarterback. That's all you need to do.
Awesome.
Passing down. That's all you need to do. I just think
Definitely.
I think our defense gonna be good.
Okay.
I think our defense is gonna be good. It might have some rough patches at the. I think we're gonna have some rough patches at the beginning when they get this stuff. When they get it down to where everybody need to do. Fred gonna put everybody together what we need to do. I like that.
What do you think?
I like that linebacker.
Yeah, Nick Martin. Hey, I'm hearing great things about Nick Martin.
Ooh.
I'm hearing some great things about Nick Martin, man. I'm excited for that. And, I love this story for him. In order, to have your favorite football player to be able to play next to him, him growing up being a Fred Warner fan. I mean, look, it doesn't get any better than that. The two-year captain out of Oklahoma State. I wish the world for the kid. I really do. I hope he becomes a guy. Really.
Right. Say the best one they've seen in OTAs. So hey. I'm liking it.
Go ahead.
I'm concerned about the safety position. Yeah.
That was gonna be my next question. I'm glad you got me on that. Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna do at safety. Right. Malik. I mean, look, there's a lot of mixed reviews or mixed news rather on Malik Mustafa's health. One thing I'm worried about is that he did injure. I believe, and I don't want to talk out of school because it's an injury, so I'm not. But I think he re-injured the same area of what was a previous injury before. That much I do know. So I'll just keep that there. But I just hope that he comes back stronger, man. I don't know. Marquise Siegel, I love the addition of Marquise Siegel. I think that Marquise Siegel I think he's low key gonna take Jair Brown's job. To be honest with you, but
Mm.
really, we got to see what we're gonna get out of Derek Canteen, Jalen Mahoney, Jason Pinnock, and Richie Grant, and then we always have George Odom. So I feel like the safety position is almost. I feel like the weakest positions right now would be safety, edge.
There's a little bit more depth.
Yeah, I would say safety, edge. We got a shit ton of receivers. We got 10 corners.
Yeah.
We got 10 corners in here. Like right now, that's a good question. What are our weakest position groups? So let's go down. So we got quarterback. Quarterback is cool. Let's go receiver. Receivers, Trent Taylor, Malik Knowles, Isaiah Nayor, not Nayor, sorry. Junior Bergen, Jordan Watkins, which is a guy. Jacob Cowlings is contributing. Ricky Pearsall. I'm hearing Demarcus Robinson is doing great things for us. And you got Juwan Jennings. And then there's just a bunch of guys. Tariq Owens, Russell Gage, Isaiah Hodgins, and then, of course, Brandon Ayuk. So even though that the wide receiver group isn't necessarily solidified, we would pretty much know there's about 4 to 5 guys in that group who we would say are going to make the team. Jordan Watkins is making the team. Ricky Pearsall is making the team. Demarcus Robinson's making the team. Juwan Jennings is making the team. Brandon Ayuk is making the team. He may start on PUP, though. And then we may go with either Isaiah Nayor. I would love for Isaiah Nayor to make it. Or maybe Tariq Owens on the practice squad bits. But the fact that we can do that with receiver, I'd say receivers are okay. Halfbacks, that might be it. Christian McCaffrey's back.
I gotta see what the rookies do.
Right.
That's
You got
back.
Jordan James and Corey Kiner. I think they're going to keep probably 5 back. This is, damn. But we're really always going to keep 6 backs because we got Juice.
Right.
So Juice is going to make the team. Christian's going to make the team. Isaac Garendo and Jordan James are going to make the team. So that's 4.
Mm.
Patrick Taylor Jr. or Israel Abedakanda. He may make it.
Right.
So, okay. So running back, maybe. There it is.
Well, they always get the
tight ends.
We
forgot about tight ends.
Tight end, I can
That's
say
the weakest group to me. We got George Kittle. Then it's Luke Farrell, Ross Dwelly, Jake Tungus, Braden Willis, and Mason Pline. I don't know, man. Mitchell, you guys think that Connor is a dark horse? Okay. I don't like his speed. He's not a dynamic athlete to me. And for him not to be dynamic and as small as he is, I don't know. Offensive line, we've talked about it. They've got 16 offensive linemen in the camp. I'm okay with that. Linebacker. D. Winters, Fred Warner, Jalen Graham, Curtis Robinson, Luke Gifford, Tatum Bethune, Nick Martin.
That's strongest.
I don't know, man. You got Fred Warner and a bunch of guys. I mean, D. Winters is a guy. D. Winters. So you got Fred Warner, D. Winters, and a bunch of guys. Even though we're counting on Nick Martin to really bounce back.
Right.
So let's get over here to edge.
Quarterbacks.
I'm okay with quarterback. Tanner Mordecai, Curtis Warwick, Mac Jones, and Brock Purdy. It is what it is. I'm okay with that. Interior defensive line. Evan Anderson, CJ West, Alfred Collins, Kevin Givens, Jordan Elliott, Kalia Davis, Sebastian Valdez.
Okay.
I don't know.
I like that boy West though.
Yeah, CJ West is a dog. That's our new DJ Jones.
Right.
And then lastly, edge. So I would say, honestly, that our weakest group would have to probably be safeties, tight ends. I changed my mind on edge. Safety, tight end,
Running back.
maybe linebacker or running back, maybe.
Right.
But it's definitely. Go ahead.
To me, honest, you gotta see what the rookies gonna do. That's the
Mhm.
main thing. Because see what's although I feel like if the rookies and the running backs, they're gonna hit on at least one.
Hell yeah.
At least
I don't.
one
Yeah,
running back.
and I got to figure out what's the deal on Alfred Collins too. I'm going to figure that out because I don't know if he's practicing or not. I haven't heard any news on Alfred Collins. Without Alfred Collins, that interior defensive line is very compromised. If Alfred Collins isn't there, we're looking at Evan Anderson, Kevin Givens, C.J. West, Jordan Elliott, Kalia Davis, and Sebastian Valdez. Alfred Collins is needed.
Yeah, he got to be there.
Yeah, we really can't afford any. There we go, Aegis. Like, that's the biggest thing for us right now. We can't afford any injuries. Even though they're going to come, we just can't afford it. It's definitely not a safety. But hey, man, close me out, man. What are your predictions coming into minicamp? How do you feel?
Feeling good as long as we stay healthy. I think we figured do it a late run.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on the matchup in the playoffs, I think we go to the Super Bowl. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man.
Everybody think we ain't gonna make it to the Super Bowl. It depends on the matchups.
Hey, look, we better do something because we ain't gonna have nobody having the Super Bowl is here this year. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Hey, man, thanks for calling in, man. I'll get at you next time.
No problem.
Talk to you, brother. Hey, man. So look, we got mini camp coming up. All right. We're back next week with a full slate. We got Recap and React Cover 2 with Jesse on Mondays. We got 4-man front on Tuesdays. Definitely we're back with the Faithful Review with me and Tom. It's been some weeks, and I will be back. Hey, this is the coach signing off. Hey, guys, stay low and keep your feet moving.